Hello, everyone. So, welcome to another episode of Hustle Today. So, today I have another special guest for you, and she's also a lady, and she's an Indian living in Singapore with over 6 years of experience in marketing. And then, after doing 2 courses on digital marketing, she was still struggling to find a job for herself. But she did not stop, and that is inspirational because she went ahead. She joined DDIP, Digital Deepak Internship Program. She learned all the skills, she applied all those things, and now she is getting clients from across the world, Indian and abroad. Living in Singapore, she's making 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh rupees every month. And now she's actually inspiring other people with her journey, and she's becoming a digital freelancer full fledged. And now she's looking to expand and scale her business. So, another interesting story for you today. Let's just bring her on board and listen from her what she did, how she did, and what is she going to do. Let's welcome her. Hello, Jayasty. How are you?
Hi Divya, I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell me about yourself. Like, what are you doing currently? And so I know that you're doing digital freelancing, but tell me more about it. What kind of services do you provide in digital freelancing? And how did you, as an Indian in India, you were struggling to find a job, and now you moved out to Singapore, and now you are getting clients. I mean, do I need to move to Singapore too?
No. So I
No,
would
I
say
mean,
that
that
it's
can
just
be
an
an opportunity.
opportunity that you grab
I can
when
actually
you
go
have
to
crisis.
Germany or some place, and maybe I can have some magic that you are doing.
No, but obviously when you just get all your doors closed, you have to find some opportunities, right? So you need to work hard to get those opportunities. So that's what I did
Oh,
in
true.
my journey as well. So yeah, so I had 6 years of experience in the marketing industry back in India. So my last profile was public relations, and it was like traditional marketing, but there is another level to it, which is digital marketing. So I was always curious to learn something or the other to enhance my skills, both personally and professionally. So I used to surf internet at that point of time when I had some time during my office hours as well. So I came to know that there is something digital marketing which is very interesting and is going to boom in coming years. So that's how I started thinking about digital marketing, and I joined the digital marketing course in India as well. So I was doing my full-time job and I was doing courses as well because I was always curious to learn, and I had done many courses throughout my journey even after school and colleges, because I wanted to do something but I was never satisfied with what I was doing at that point of time. So I still was doing many courses. I did banking courses as well because I wanted to crack banking exams as well and do some bank jobs. I didn't clear that as well. So I did programming courses as well. I learned C++. I thought that maybe I can get into software industry because I was interested in software engineer as well, and back in those days, but I was not able to do that as well. Digital marketing was the next level. Then I started. I thought that because I was from a marketing industry already, so it should enhance my skills, because I'm not switching completely to a different career, but I have a marketing background already, and I can do more into marketing. So I thought of why not digital marketing. So then that courses also didn't work well for me because they were just
Okay.
helped me to create one blog. So I still have that blog, jayasty.com. So I just started it. I didn't knew what to write about. I had no proper
Hmm.
niche. I didn't knew what to do. So, but I just wrote something about news because I was into public relations. So we were into like media, news, and all those stuffs. So I thought, why not put those learnings and something from that area into my blogs? So I started my blogging from there, and then it was just still blogging, but it never turned out to be some surveys or projects like that. Then I moved to Singapore. I got married. I moved here, and then I was searching for a job here, but I was not getting, because one thing is I was a foreigner, second is COVID. So they have put all the restrictions that you cannot hire foreigners right now and all those
Hmm.
stuff. So that was another challenge for me. And I had switched my career to digital marketing now. So I want, because I was interested in digital marketing since then. And now I wanted to take it to another level. I thought digital marketing is boon here also. People are hiring, companies have demand for digital marketing here. So why not do that? Because public relations is something that need some relevant experience of the market as well, because public relation mainly is into content or the media contacts which you have. But when I moved to Singapore, I don't have media contacts of Singapore market. I don't know how this market works and how what kind of content the market needs. So nobody wanted to hire me in that case. So then I thought digital marketing is something that can help me, and somehow I was into Deepak sir's email list and I got an opportunity of doing some internship. I thought, let's try this, because I don't have any other opportunity left out right now, but I was interested in digital marketing, and he is giving us cashback as well, because I have invested so much amount in different courses earlier itself, but that didn't give me any result. But let's do this at least, because this time let's give another opportunity to myself to see how it works. So I enrolled in this, and I thought that it's a cashback also, so there is no loss for me. So either I will learn or it's not nothing, but I'm getting my money back at least. So that's how I just enrolled in this, and definitely it was worth investing, and it has definitely changed my life completely. And I think it is definitely my 2.0 version right now. I initially thought that it is like other courses, like where people are saying that we will give you 100% job opportunity and all those stuff. But when I actually completed the internship, I came to know that it is worth investing and everybody should do it, because it actually gave me a lot of experience about digital marketing. What are the verticals that are available in digital marketing, what you can do. And the internship structure was in such a way that it shows that you can choose any particular vertical of digital marketing, whatever you like. It is like you need to work on your passion, not just do something which is just to earn money. So we had so many things which was clearly explained, and all the tools, resources, ebooks, and everything was clearly shown in our internship program. So I think that is very good thing about the internship program, because many people would have been able to get the knowledge and their passion and the need they wanted to get into in their long term journey. So I think that was the best thing happened to me as well, because I didn't knew, because I had done already a course in digital marketing. I didn't knew what to do then also. But when I came here, I knew that there is a content writing, there is a content marketing, there is SEO, there is Facebook ads, Google ads, deep marketing, and all those stuff. There are so many things in digital marketing which I never knew even after doing 2 courses earlier. So I think that's how the structure of the internship program was so well done that it has actually impacted many people around us. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. I mean, in one flow, you have told me so much about yourself. I mean, I'm getting a ton of questions to ask you. But
Okay.
still, I think my main question was, what services are you providing at the moment?
So currently I'm providing content writing, SEO, and social media marketing services.
Okay, SEO and social media marketing. Yeah, I mean, that's good. That goes hand in hand. So on one end, you want SEO, and on one hand, you want great. Okay, but where are you from in India?
Basically, my ancestral origin is Andhra, but I never been there. I was brought up in Delhi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I know Hindi, Tamil, but I don't know Telugu language so much, because I was never been in that place, and I never spoke to my family as well in Telugu. So I can understand, but I cannot speak. I know very
But
well
you're still
Hindi.
a polyglot technically because you know multiple languages.
Yes, I can survive in India and Singapore as well, because there are many people, South Indian people here. So most of them are like Tamilians only. So it is very easy for me to communicate with people around here also.
Nice. Wow. I mean, your journey, the way you told me everything in a flow, I mean, I had like, wow, wow. And then I was like, okay, how? Like, there were a ton of things. So when you said that, you tried many things and then all doors were kind of closed and then you found one opening and then you tried for it and then another. I mean, that speaks of tenacity, to at least to give it a try. Most people lose hope. It's very easy for people to lose hope when doors are closing on you. But I think, if you just have a perspective shift that, okay, this door is closing for me, then that means there might be other doors, so this is going to save me my time, right? So suppose you have 50 options and you have to try all 50 of them. And if all doors are closed, you'll actually go and try all, right? And you'll waste your time. But suppose if out of 50, 40 doors are closed for you, you have 10 left. Now you only have to experiment with 10, right? So, I mean, if you just have a perspective shift, that can actually, motivate you to try a few things better. And it's always like a few things better that can actually, give you results. And in fact, if you go into one door, you'll find that there are several other things more to do within that thing. So digital marketing in itself, it has like so many different niches in itself. Like the 16 modules you have, out of that 12 are core modules. Within those core modules, if you just take one of them, and if you dive into it, you have a ton of things to do. So when you were telling me all of this that you did, I was like, I could relate to it. A part of my story has been like that, and a big part of it, I must say. And I really applaud you on that. I really like, your inspiration on that front. And especially when people get married, they have different priorities. You are living in Singapore, so I'm sure your expenses must be higher and everything. But still, like, most people are like, no, I mean, not able to, like, find a time for a job or for a side hustle. But you're still trying. And on top of all of this, you were looking for a job, which you didn't get. But that didn't deter you from trying another opportunity that might be digital freelancing, which you're doing at the moment. And then you took a course after doing 2 failed courses, because most people fall into the trap of sunk cost fallacy, which means, okay, if I bought something for a, say, premium sum, say 1 lakh rupees, and then that turned out to be very bad. And just because I spent 1 lakh rupees on it, I wouldn't take a better opportunity for 50,000, 1 lakh or 2 lakh, because I'm more invested in getting revenue or ROI out of that, 1 lakh. So my cost is already sunk, but I'm trying to sink my time and energy also into it, because my time has sunk, my money has sunk. So you didn't get stuck with it, sunk cost fallacy. And you decided to take another leap with faith, and it worked for you. So all in all of these several points, when you were telling me, I was like, this is very inspirational. It's so subtle. It's so subtle. It feels like, okay, everybody can do it. But no, I've seen this in my life. Not many people can do it. I have seen the bravest of hearts. I have seen the faintest of hearts. But what you have done is inspirational. And especially when you're married. I'm scared of marriage, by the way.
Depends upon
Amazing.
experience, honestly.
I'm not married, so I cannot say.
Yeah.
I'll take your word on it because you're married. But amazing. So can you tell me specifically, when you did DDIP, which area of digital marketing was very interesting for you? One. Second, which area of digital marketing turned out to be very challenging for you?
The best part, I would say, is the way Deepak sir told us that first thing is that he has said you need to be motivated always. You should have a positive mindset. First of all, the first week itself says that you should have a great mindset first start. Okay, that was a foundation first, and then other parts were like the general thing for me, because it was like the DDIP internship actually made me a T-shaped expert, actually, to say, because it talked about every vertical of digital marketing, and it also gives the help of our community where people can support us if we get somewhere stuck. There are people for us to support. I think that is the best part happened to me through the internship, because I came to know about every vertical of digital marketing. That was the best part. I got the support of the community who were able to help me when I was getting stuck, because there are people who have dreams to do something, but when they're not getting the right direction, or they get stuck somewhere, they just leave it. But this internship actually helped us to break that blockage and then get out of that and do something better. So I think that is the best thing that Deepak sir's internship has helped me overall.
Nice, very interesting. So when you were going through all of the modules in digital marketing, what was that light bulb moment, if there was any?
I think the
Like, wow.
sales thing, because I'm not good in sales, I was from a marketing background, but the sales thing I cannot do. And our assignments were structured in that way that in few assignments, we had to reach out to people, uh, do some sessions with them, and do sales calls also, then reach out to people in our lead generation assignment as well. So these were certain challenges that I felt that I would never be able to do, but I was able to do because I had to complete my assignment. So I think that was the best part, which was a little challenging initially. But yes, when we completed the assignment, we were able to do this, then it was an achievement for us.
Since you said you were in PR, right?
Hmm.
And as PR, you had to talk to people, if I'm
Yes.
correct. So
Yeah.
how was sales still different from all that communication that you did? I mean, I know, but I want to know from your perspective, like, how did you convince yourself and what was blocking you? Because you were in PR, you
Hmm.
already were talking to people, interacting with people, but
Hmm.
here you had to do sales. Because I have always been an introvert in my life. Only after cabin crew training that I did, I started to become more comfortable on camera and with people, etc. And then the 7 year of physical training experience I had coaching people, that allowed me. But still, I stay away from people. Somehow I avoid talking to people. It's a little ironic that I get on these calls and talk to people and I conduct Q&A sessions, but a core part of me is still like, I'm an introvert. I avoid talking to people. And so when I had to do sales calls, I was like, somehow, I had to convince myself that no, this is an essential life skill you need to have, because there are 3 or 4 skills, I believe, that if you have those skills, you'll never go hungry. One is sales, how to understand human emotions, human behavior, consumer behavior. Second is trading, okay, trading in stock market and, in things. And the third is digital marketing, because digital marketing allows you to understand how to get your message across. Sales allows you to convert that warm audience from your marketing into sales. And then stock market allows you to, because stock market, if you know how to chart patterns and everything, it's not a sure shot money. I mean, nothing is easy money. There's a lot of
Hmm.
losses and everything, but still, you can be in any part of the world, in any stock exchange. You can still see the patterns and make some revenue. You'll never go hungry, at least. That's
Hmm.
that's just my belief. So that's when I was like, okay, this is an essential life skill, um, sales. So I had to like, no, dude, you have to do it. And that's how I convinced myself. But I want to know yours, because you were in PR somewhere there, but still it was challenging for you. Why and how did you overcome it?
Yeah. So, but PR is not direct sales because we are just showing the message out to the consumers about the brand. We are just sharing the message out to the brand, about the brand to the consumers, but we are not doing any sales directly. So if people like our brand, I was working in a good consumer electronics company, so definitely people would buy those products. So it was not a challenging part for us as a PR professionals to get our customers, but we were not doing direct sales. So that is something different for us. So that's why I said that sales is completely different for me. I was never into sales or sales professional in my marketing journey throughout in my 6 year experience. So and I was always wanted to be away from sales honestly, because selling
Same.
is not my part. Okay, I have even tried the this one Amway also when I came to Singapore. So I thought that there are people who had been into network marketing as well. Let's try this, because first thing I did was that. And there also you need to talk to people and tell about the product. I said I am not that kind of a person who will do these sales and all those stuff. But I wanted to get rid of that fear that I cannot do. That's why I joined that as well. Because even in PR also I wanted to do, because I was not good in reading newspapers and all. I joined it literally because I wanted to do, and I wanted to force myself to do that. Because whatever things I'm not good at, I just put myself in that place so that I start doing it. So I force myself to do those things which I am not actually doing or I don't like it. So I have done those type of experiments as well. So similarly, like I was always wanted to be away from sales, but I did that MLM also. And then in this assignment, literally we had to do sales. We had to do sales call, and I was like, what? Okay, then I then created a script. Okay, I will do this, that, and then okay, I got one of my friend who had a startup, and he was doing some sales as well because it was his own company and he had to sell his products, so he was dealing with clients. So I thought that let's take him as a mock-up, and I did a call to him and tried to complete my assignment like that, and then got feedback that how you need to do it and all those stuff. So you just have to talk about the features as well. You need to let people know what results they can get from those products. So it's not only about the product that you're selling, it's about the results that people will get out of those products. That's the main thing. If you're able to help people to get results from your product, it will be easy to sell. So that's what I have understood of late now, because I had taken some other training as well. So that helped me that how you need to build funnels, how what kind of a process you need to follow to have your sales page and all those stuff, how people will get interested in you, how you need to resonate people to your product so that it helps them to achieve their results. So I have done that also. So now I can think like I don't have to sell my product, I need to sell the results that they can achieve through that product. So
Very
yeah,
true.
so that is the best thing I had learned for selling my products now.
Speaking of sales, I mean, very interesting the steps that you took and that you took, right? That is
Yes.
important. This is a very interesting topic because this is like a huge topic in itself that needs, so much of it's worth the discussion. Um, I would like to mention there's this one guy who has been monumental in my adult life, apart from Didi. So I have a list of mentors, 7 mentors, okay? And then I added 8th when I got to know about this person. So I'm talking about our copywriter in team Learn Today. His name is Vijay Kumar. The interesting thing is this guy is not as famous out in the public as he should be. I'm telling you. And he's out there. He's like, that master you don't know about, you know. I came to know about copywriting from DD when I was in batch 2. And I learned that copywriting is different from copyright for the first
Oh, is
time.
it?
And yeah, I didn't know about it. Because I was not from marketing, right? I was from fitness, and then I got into cabin crew is something that I wanted to do. Plus I did cost accountancy, plus I was an economics honor student. So a lot of other, things I did in the past, and I was handling my father's business, but I was not into online things. So I never knew copywriting, sales copy and everything. When I learned about it, then Didi mentioned that there is this copywriter in his team who writes the sales copies, which attracted us to get into his funnel. I was like, if this guy has the power to stay out of the limelight, still write something that looks like it's coming from somebody and get me into the funnel here, making the payment. And I had paid some 44,000 for all DD's courses before the internship program happened. I was like, what is this guy's power? He has some serious understanding of what is going on in my head, right? And there are like hundreds of people. There were some 750 people. I was like, this guy is something real. And I was like very intrigued. In the next few calls, we got him on the call and we had a short session with him. Somehow electricity went off and then he couldn't join the call. I was like, oh, why? I was like, and then I think later on, when I wrote a very good copy, inspired by all of that, I read some 3 books, 116 articles. I still have a list of those articles. I think I'll need to check in my old system. And then I went ahead and wrote a sales copy, which was actually ranked amongst all the interns, and I ranked at the top and everything. And then I got that sales copy to show it to him. And I was kind of proud of it that, okay, I had worked hard, it was good. But when I showed it to him, he said, all of it is good, but the thing that you have written is rhyming, that is good. But don't you think that it has something like this? And I was like, why didn't I think of this? This is plain in sight, but I missed it. And this guy just, saw the headline that I wrote and is like, what if you just remove one word? I was like, wow, this is so powerful. If I had just removed that one word. So that was my first interaction, second instance of knowing him. And after that, I have had the fortune of being in the team and then interacting with him daily. I just bug him almost every single day. And he's gracious enough to lend me his time. And then we went on Pondicherry trip, I think about a month ago. And I spent 5 hours with him, talking to him. And I was so starstruck that I didn't speak much. I just listened to him. And the way he talks is literally sales copy in itself. I know that he reads a lot and everything, but this guy is next level. I don't know. I mean, I'm short of words because I have seen copywriters I have met, but this guy talks at a level that can just shift your perspective. So I'll give you one example, how he shifted my perspective several times and then one more time. So I'm sorry, I'm just digressing from a topic, but it's a very interesting topic.
He is a great inspiration for you. You are also a copywriter now, and
Yeah,
you are inspired from
been
him. I know that.
Yeah, because without DD, I wouldn't have known about him. Without him, I wouldn't have done all of this that I'm doing and learning and wanting to do more. So he said, he just asked me, because there are a lot of people out there who drink, and he just observed me. He didn't say anything. He just said, you're all so good, so sober and everything. You don't drink and you smoke. I'm just curious, why do you not do it? How have you managed until? So he just asked a subtle question, okay, that showed that there is no intention, but he just showed me a new way out of it. He said, why do you not do all of this? I was like, because I want to live a long, happy life. And then he asked me, okay, fine, happiness, I understand, but why do you want to live a long life? I said, because I want to have the effects of compounding on health and wealth. I was like, but all of the people whom you have known, whom you can share things with, they'll be gone. Suppose you live until 100 years, they'll all be gone. Whom will you share with? And it just struck me. It struck me hard that, okay, fine, you can always share things, and at 100 years old, wise man, and everybody will listen. But no, you want to enjoy that conversation versus somebody else who will be learning from you. Because when you have somebody who has seen with you, who has been with you until 100 years, only then you can share and you can have like, okay, we can relate and there's communication exchange. But at 100 years old, if everybody whom you love has gone, what will you do with it? I sat there silent for several minutes. I knew that, it's not at all about the long length. He didn't say, don't do what I do. He just said, why? He just poked me a question that made me think. And that is his power as a copywriter, as a salesperson. And that's when I realized that copywriting, sales are not very different. It's all about understanding. So the way I came up from your point is when you said that people don't buy features, people buy results, is what he told me several times in all of our calls and interactions. And it just has stuck with me that people don't really care about when I get these books. I enjoy reading books, that's a separate thing now, but when I'm reading books, and mostly it's non-fiction, there's a reason that I want to learn something out of it so that I can improve some aspect of my life, okay? And it's so simple to understand, but you miss it. And you need a little perspective shift. And that is what sales does. So when I gave his example, what I meant was that how understanding mind, your own mind and other people's mind, is so impactful in sales. That's all about it. I'm still not perfect at sales, far from it. I'm still improving. But every time I interact with this guy, it just moves me a little in the positive direction. And he's the 8th mentor of my life at this point. I have carefully listed all the mentors of my life. That includes my mom. Not because she's my mom, but because she has been my best friend. And the reason why I get excited when I see women achieving just like you is because how much of power you hold. I'm not a feminist. I laugh at feminism and patriarchy and all of that, whatever is it, because I think everybody deserves an equal chance. And you don't need to have a gender bias and things like that. But I still applaud women because women have had the most impact on my life. And I get excited when women achieve something, things that you do and other women are doing. because you are not just changing your life and other people whom you're connecting with, but you're also changing lives of future generations that's going to come, right? Through your children and then their children. So that one seed that you will give them of thought is going to change them. So, I mean, it's just wonderful what a simple thought process and how to think properly can shift things. And sales is all about thought. It's not about products. It's not about features. It's about thought. Because if you can think about yourself for yourself, if you can think for your clients, for your buyers, you will be able to come. Because sales is not just about a monetary exchange, right? It's an exchange of value. So value can only occur when you have given it a thought. I mean, this is an endless topic, as I said, right? It's very intriguing. I'm totally into sales all the time. I got a book today, Doesn't Hurt to Ask. It's a little political in nature, and it's also about sales and political journey biography, but I'm looking forward to read it. Anyways, sorry, this call is about knowing me,
No,
about
it's
knowing about you.
okay. Yeah, I
Um,
know you are
so
very obsessed with reading books. Even I like reading books, but like I cannot have the physical books with me because obviously it is going to have space and all those stuff. I cannot carry everywhere now. So that's the stuff. But yeah, I do know a library nearby where I can go. But obviously, I have so many things around because I have to learn skills, enhance my skills, do projects for my clients also. There are already so many things. So definitely, like as of now, I don't get time to read books, but yes, of course, I was also very interested in reading books, but somehow I don't get time, and I have to make a habit to read books also, because did you also say that you should read books at least 30 minutes a day? I think he has told that also. And I have seen your
uh,
session also where you had showed a library in Bangalore, which you like, and you are very obsessed with that also. So I've seen that. I know I have so many information. I know that I like these things, but somehow I don't have time to do everything. So yeah, I feel so overwhelmed at times that things are so many things to do, but I cannot do everything.
it's okay, but I think the spirit that you have to fight is what we all need. I mean, it's not something very alien to me. I get overwhelmed at times too. It's just that I have learned how to cope up with it. I'm like, okay, he's like a friend that comes up and just plays with my head. And I'm like, dude, fine, thank you. Now go. That's just how I
Yeah, good
treat it
one.
now. Now
Yeah.
go. I mean, okay, I know how to do it. I am good with one friend, and that friend is always to just reduce things. So one friend
Yeah.
just brings more things, and one friend just takes away things. I
Yes.
always somehow like the friend who takes away things, but I also need this friend who brings a lot of things to me. So I'm like,
Yes.
okay, bring a lot. Wait, guy, take it away, and then he leaves me with what I really should focus on. So it's an analogy that I just have. Anyways, one more question I have for you is, you are into social media marketing, right? And you are in marketing. After DDIP, how has your perspective shifted about social media marketing, especially after week 6? Because it had
Hmm.
the biggest impact on my life. I think I would say even more than sales, because that week alone saved me 3 hours of my day every single day for the past 1.5 years. I've only recently got on social media marketing, on social media, but I was not there for months and months on end. How had it changed, or how has it had impacted your perspective on social media?
Okay, so in the internship program, where Didi talks about Facebook ads and Google ads and all those stuffs, and he talks about how you can get audience from there. I don't have my audience right now, so he told us that how you can build audience from there, and all those stuffs actually helped me, because in our PR we already know who are our influencers. We just research on them, try to connect with them, and try to buy in and get them on board for our products to uh, do some social media marketing on that. But when it comes to our personal brand, I think we need an audience. We need to start from scratch. I think Diri's internship explains everything, that how much audience is existing in that platform and how you can approach them, how you need to have a lookalike audience or other types of audience, how you can create custom audience and all those stuff. So it has a huge information out there where we can start from scratch and build our own audience. So if we start implementing those things in our life, definitely we will create a personal brand for ourselves or for our clients, whatever it is. And I will give you one example of that. When I got a paid internship opportunity in Singapore itself, that was the best thing happened to me through DDIP, because I was being hired for a digital marketing internship, and they interviewed me on Google Ads. And I was really fresher at that time. I just have the learnings from DDIP, but I have never run a Google Ads for myself or for anyone. I don't have any experience, but they're asking me, and that too somehow the lady who shared a mail to me, she had sent me that mail one day prior to me, that the day when I submitted the assignment, but I didn't knew that she had sent me an email. Then I followed up with them, and they said that you have only 2 hours to submit your assignment, because we thought that you have received our email, but unfortunately you haven't received it. So I had only 2 hours, and they were asking me questions on Google Ads. I didn't knew what to do. I just took, luckily I had notes of DDIP. I saw what he has taught us in Google Ads. I just went through all those stuff and jotted down in my interview assignment, and somehow they hired me. I was like, wow. They thought that I have so much knowledge about Google Ads. I know about how things work. So that's how I got that internship opportunity. And my first mission was to SEO there. So I thought, like, now SEO, okay. Then I enrolled in another so somehow someone told me, and luckily I was in looking for it badly, and then I enrolled that, and I learned SEO from there and implemented those learnings in that internship, and they were also happy. So these all things came as a luck to me, that I was looking for opportunity, and DD internship came, SEO came, and all those stuffs were so like timely they came to me, that I was able to deliver results to my clients as well. So I think that was the best thing, when I was able to get a paid internship without knowing what is happening, what is Google Ad, and I was able to deliver from the notes, putting in my assignment, just doing it in 2 hours and cracking the interview. That was the amazing part happened to me here.
The interesting thing is that because it was not just about the knowledge that you had applied it, you at least had your feet wet, and you knew that how things work,
Yes.
and then you're able to, like,
Yes.
answer, and that is what we need,
I
right?
completely agree with that, because only notes could not have helped me. I had done that in my assignments as well. So that's why I know that. And I was able to deliver those notes as my learnings and share it in my interview assignment.
I mean, all of this, even before you have actually done the advanced internships, I mean, which is going to come.
Yeah.
This kind of an impact at this level. Imagine what will happen if you do the advanced internship.
Yes, of course. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Because DD himself, like, he has, because he started with Google Ads course, if you know that.
No, I
You know
don't
that. So
know.
digital Deepak courses started from Google Ads, because he used to run Google Ads. He ran Google Ads for 1 crore budget for a company.
Oh.
And that's when it's like, okay, I know all of this. In India, nobody's teaching all of this. So he had a small community of readers. So he's like, he asked them, they're like, okay, we want to learn.
Is
So
it
he
the
started
one that
Google
he said, like, I didn't have a product, I just sent a product, like,
Yeah.
I have a product, I just wanted to see if people are buying it or not.
Yes.
And once people showed their interest, then I
Right. That's
created
when
a
he
product.
created it.
Oh,
Exactly.
that was the Google Ads. Okay.
Just like that Bill Gates thing, right? He didn't have that, thing. And then he pitched to IBM. And then when that deal was struck, and that's when he decided to create the whole thing, right?
Great.
So interesting. And the interesting thing is, coincidence is that we are talking about Google Ads, and that's how all of this, everything, we are here right now because of that one Google Ads course that he created, and then the succession of events and everything. So interesting. There's so much to, like, talk about and share. Okay, now one important question. Now, this is very important, that most people are looking for a job in India, the mindset that we have. I think people also need to ask this question to themselves. What are they actually trying to look the job for? It's to make some money, right? If you're not getting a job, instead of trying to think negative or feeling hopeless, think of other alternatives to make that money until
Yeah.
you get a job. I'm not saying don't get a job. It's
Yeah.
okay. I mean, having a job is one thing, having a business is one thing, being a digital freelancer is one thing. But it's okay, right? Digital freelancing is here. It is the future because everybody wants to have some independent income, to be working on their own terms. Everybody wants that little bit of freedom. I want to know from you, what has been your experience as a digital freelancer so that other people can get inspired, and how is the life of a digital freelancer?
Okay, so I initially did not have the mindset that I wanted to be a full-time freelancer, because I was looking for a full-time job, and I thought that the Singapore currency has more value than just looking for 10 projects with from overseas or wherever, because it's going to take time and everybody needs results and every project needs a lot of time. Okay, so if you have one full-time job which can give me a good money, I don't need to look for 10 other projects. So that was how I was thinking initially. But now I see that even the Singapore market, they don't have a full physical workspace for themselves. A single company doesn't have a complete workspace for themselves. They work in a co-working spaces. There are many Singaporeans who are working as a freelancer. They don't have a full-time job. Even they are doing digital freelancing as a full-time job. They
Hmm.
don't have a company specifically where they go physically and do work. They are doing digital freelancing. Then I thought, why not I? Even Singaporeans are doing digital freelancing, being in that same country, then why can't I do it? And also, after knowing the fact from the Deepak sir's internship that digital freelancing has a lot of scope, that you can do freelancing on your own or you can have an agency as well, and it gives me a lot of scope, not limited to India, because if I was in India I would have been working full time or doing side hustle as a freelancing for small projects. But when I came to know about digital freelancing through internship, I came to know that there are so many scope. You can do projects globally, anywhere, what any type of projects. Only thing is you need to have the right skills and you should be able to deliver the results to them so that you get good feedback from those clients and get more projects as well. So that was something that digital freelancing actually has a lot of scope than a full-time job. Many people are, even now I have seen that people are not happy with their full-time job. They want to switch to freelancing but they're not able to start because they don't have any skills and they have not done any projects, because that one first breakthrough is something which is quite difficult for everyone to tackle. So they get stuck there. So if there is someone who can guide them to get that first breakthrough, maybe they can start from there. But there are many people who are still struggling. They want to do freelancing either as a full-time freelancing or as a side hustle. People want to do it, but many people are still stuck. And there are people who had done freelancing. They have got the top rated badge as well in freelancing platforms, and then they thought that why not I can try an agency as well. They can create a profile in the same account. They can create a agency as well and they can hire people. Now why should I do projects on my own? Why should I spend 4 hours or 5 hours on my own? I can delegate that work to freelancers. I can hire other freelancers. I can uh, invest my time in getting more projects and then get some commissions out of it. So there are people like they are doing that kind of work now. So I think freelancing itself has a lot of scope. People can do it from overseas, not limited to India. So I think people will shift to freelancing rather than full-time job, because now as you can see pandemic has already retrenched many people as who were working full-time. Now people are shifting to freelance only. They don't have any other option as well, so they are looking for freelancing opportunities. And even companies are going digital. They want to
Exactly.
leave, remove their full-time professionals, and they want to do it digitally now. There are so many softwares which can automate all the processes that they have. They don't need to hire full-time. They don't have to have a full-time resource and give money to them. They can invest that money in their softwares and they can get their work done. That is more efficient for them as well, because human can make errors but softwares won't do that unless there is a glitch, right? So
Yep.
everything is shifting to digital now, and every company is doing that somehow now. So I think that it is going to that everyone has to look for digital transformation now and switch themselves into digital platform. I would say that
I
digital
agree.
freelancing is the best thing.
I agree with you 100% because I have been a digital freelancer myself, and I think it has a few advantages over jobs because I respect jobs. I'm in a job myself, but the way I work is I still have that mindset of a freelancer. And I mean, my employer allows me, my boss, DD allows me. I don't think I would have had a better boss, very frankly. I keep saying this every now and then, but this is the fact. So it's going to become a cliche from me. Anyways, so the reason why I think, in my opinion, what you said, I 100% agree with it, is when you are in a job, there is a benefit of being in a job. There is a benefit for companies to have some full-time employees. But for the most part, even employers and companies are hiring freelancers. They want to work with freelancers. Why? Because one, there is no fixed cost. It's always task-oriented cost. Okay, so that's cost effective for them. It's also cost effective and time effective and energy effective for the the freelancers, because these digital freelancers, suppose if you don't like the pay or if you don't like the work style and everything of one client, you can just simply hop on to another client. You need to
Yeah.
have the skill of scales, etc. But you can switch over. Even the companies can switch over. So there's no legal hassle of contract and everything, just the basic contract of that task and service. That's point number one. The second is, as a freelancer, you are not bound by the amount of work that you can take being
I
with
agree.
one client.
Hmm.
You can have like 10 clients. And if you know a little bit of arbitrage and drop servicing, which means hiring other people for the task, and if only you have that experience in it, you can leverage all of that. You're working for 10 companies, you're hiring another freelancers who are working for you as assistants, and then you can get the job done for those 10 companies without being stuck with one.
Yeah.
The downside is that there is no fixed income. It can fluctuate.
Yes.
But then it's your skill, right? If you have the skill, there's no limit. And if you don't have a skill, then there is no limit down.
Yeah, if you have many clients, definitely you have a backup. Like even if one client goes, you have other clients. So that is one point.
Exactly.
But you cannot just stick to one client and think that he will
True.
be your full-time earning from
True.
there.
So
Yeah.
I think it is the future for most
Yes,
people.
definitely.
Most people want to work with freelancers. So plus you can also change your niche in freelancing if you are skilled and if
Yes.
you're upskilling yourself
Yes.
constantly. And which is why like we have this, digital freelancing internship coming up and, advanced focus skills, etc. Now, there are a lot of people who watch these videos and you're certainly inspirational. I'm inspired by you. I think I had 3 more calls with women and all of them are amazing in their own way. And I'm not saying this just for the sake of saying it. I'm really inspired because see, it's never like one person inspires you only. There are 100 people, thousands of people who inspire you in that subtle way that, etches in your mind that person, the journey. Just like we watch movies, right? Several stars, several heroes. Same way. Anyways, now a lot of people are inspired by you. And a lot of people want to make money. This is the time of pandemic. Because it's not possible to give them all the knowledge here. And we have the advanced internships, etc., because these are hours and hours and hours. But if we can give people a way to get started, in your opinion, I want to know 3 things from you. One is, what is the first step, getting your feet wet to become a digital freelancer? Second is, what is the biggest do, which means what you must do? And what is the biggest no, what you mustn't do at all as a digital freelancer? Think about it. Take your time. It's just a random question, but it's very important because when somebody gets started, they need to know the first step, what to do, what not to do. Okay, so that will guide them. The rest they can pave their own way. What would those 3 things be? The first step, the biggest do, and the biggest don't do.
Okay, so the first step I would say for digital freelancing would be to have your blog. Okay, because I also started like that. I didn't knew how freelancing is going to work for me. I just wanted to hit and trial method only I did. And I had a blog. So I started my freelancing through content writing. I showed my blog as a portfolio that I am a blogger So I write content, and that's how I cracked my first client, because he also wanted some, because had a new website and he wanted some traffic to him. I had a blog which was already running for 4 years. I had a few traffic there, so I wrote article and drive traffic from my website to his website. That's how I started. So I would suggest people who are just starting out freelancing in digital marketing, they can start from content writing, and how they can do having their own blog where they can write about their learnings. Maybe it is from Didi's internship or whatever learnings or passion, whatever they have, they can blog about it. So people will know, that will act as their personal brand. People will see that as your portfolio, how you write, and what kind of a person you are. People, if they resonate with you, they will hire you even as a content writer. That will give you a breakthrough into a freelancing platform first, and then you can scale like I did. First I started as a content writer, then I scaled into SEO and other steps of digital marketing. That's how I scaled. Now I have clients who can give me projects on content marketing also. So I did my last project, which was on content marketing, and I did SEO, social media marketing for them, and my client was literally so happy with my work. And it all came from the internship that I have done. Otherwise it would have not been possible, because you need the right direction. You have to follow the right process, otherwise you will not get the results. So you need to do that. And when you are creating a profile on a freelancing platform, you should have a good profile, because everyone has created profile now, but they don't get clients. So you need to have a good profile, show your work experience. If you have previous experience, you can show that in your experience there. Have certain testimonials. You would have worked with your full-time job where you know people who would have worked with you, so they can share your testimonial. So there is an option in Upwork especially, where you can send a request. If you have their email IDs, you can send requests to people to share some testimonials about their work experience. So they can do that. So once clients see all those things, if they have relevant experience, certifications, even the certifications will act as their testimonials, because that shows that you have done something in that particular work. Okay, so that also acts as a portfolio for them, so they can have that also. So all these things clubbed together will definitely help them to have their first breakthrough, and once they start, then they can slowly scale to other verticals, whatever they are interested or they want to do in the long term as well. So that is one thing. Do's is, I told you now how they should have a profile, right profile, and all those. Don'ts is, do not send proposals to people if you think that that is not relevant or you haven't worked. You should have some sample of work, because when people see your proposal, if they find you irrelevant, they will just decline your proposal, and they write a reason as well, that this person is not relevant to my profile, and he should not apply for this work. So these are certain don't that they should see, and they should not write a long proposal. Just keep it crisp and just write, like, you can for more details you can look at my profile. It has all the details, just like that. So write a small message in your proposal, share some samples if you have already. That is enough. Don't write long stories, because that is going to irritate, because clients get so many proposals, they don't have time to read all the stories that you share. So you should have that, and if possible, share your message, like how you can help that client to get desired results for them. So for example, if someone is looking for a content writing project, they should be able to tell them that I will write SEO optimized content. This amount of this many words will be there. I will do this many keywords will be there, and you will get this much of traffic from my content, and all of these. So you should have to show some results there, how you will be able to give them results through your content. So it will help them, and even depends upon if you can narrow it down to their specific niche also. So if you specify all those things, it will definitely think, the client will think that they have read our requirements and personalized, and how they can also provide us results. So when you personalize your proposals, then people will hire you. Otherwise, you just send the sample templates like you have already created, and you just copy paste and send it to people around. It is not going to work. people will decline it, and they will see that they have just copy pasted. Even people decline your proposals and write the reason that you have copy pasted the cover letter and all those stuffs. So these are certain don'ts. You need to be very specific where you are applying for which projects you are applying for, write the right message, how you can deliver results to them, and these all things will definitely help them to get the right clients.
Awesome. I mean, wonderful. In fact, I would like to just add here, it is still at the end of the day sales. You're selling your
Yes.
services yourself to a
Yes.
customer who is looking for something.
Yes.
And if it's not relevant for them, why will they buy your idea?
Exactly.
Why? Because they are paying you as an employee if they hire you. So why will they hire you if it is not relevant for them? Two, it's not targeted at them. It's just like copy paste. So why will they? So it's an essential life skill as we were talking about sales, right? And when you are sending proposals or anything, if you are trying to pitch for content writing, don't try to pitch for lead generation. I mean, sure, that can be an added skill, but that's not going to be the important thing there. So highlight your content writing skills, highlight your email marketing skills, highlight your copywriting skills. That's relevant. That's still near about it. But don't talk about lead generation primarily. That can be an added skill. It can complement your skills of content, and then how do you generate leads with it. But I mean, that is what you were saying, and I just felt like adding to it. So wonderful, Jayasty. It was wonderful talking to you. I mean, I thought of asking you some set of questions, but the conversation flew in a very different way, which I just totally loved it. And I think it's been more than an hour, I think by now, a bit more than an hour. But wonderful. And knowing about you, talking to you personally, one-to-one, I didn't think it happened before. So wonderful. So in just one nutshell, how was your experience in DDIP Batch 6?
It was literally a very awesome experience that I had with DDIP, because the first thing that I loved about DD is you have to create values. The culture that he set at the initial stage itself, so that people don't just spam or just irritate others. So that ethics, work ethics, and the culture he set, I loved it, because I am a person who loves values and culture and all those stuff. So I need that. So if that happened to me while I was learning, that is the best thing happened to me. So yeah, that is something I really loved about DD's internship, and the community he has given, where people are just adding value, helping each other. I think it doesn't happen even in the corporate world, I would say, because you learn from your seniors, but you will not get the entire learnings from them, right? So the same thing happens here, but the community has given us so much value that even if we don't know anything, we still have a great support of the community, and we don't resist to work around the things that we don't know, because we know that there are people in our bag that who will help us. So even if we get stuck somewhere, there are people who have these expertise, and they will definitely help us. So I think Didi has done that. So I think we all are very thankful to him for creating that kind of a culture and giving us so much values, and asking other people also to share their values, and just not promoting others each and doing something other things, but creating more value. That is the best thing that he has done.
I mean, indeed. Have you seen my video of at DD's place that I had went there and I had spent 3 days with him?
Yes, I have seen the initial one. I think you were taking some sessions and he was recording, and I've seen Didi's video as well, that he is recording, coming to the room, and you were taking some sessions.
Yeah. So what I have seen is it comes from the way Didi has grown up, I think, from what I saw in his family and everything. That's one. Second is what I see the culture in the team is what you see in the community. It's very similar because I have been a batch 2 intern. I mean, I'm not alien to the DDIP experience. I come from as an intern and now as a team member. And then I was fortunate to be the first person in the team and in the intern community to be able to go to DD's place and spend.
He's very grounded person. Yeah.
He is. And he's incredibly smart. I mean, that's the punch. When you're grounded, when you're humble, at the same time, you're incredibly smart. And his smartness is something that you see upfront when you meet him. he's so gentle, he's so polite, yet he reads everything. He reads everything. I mean, it's just next level. I aspire to be like him, always pushing. So anyways, what you said about the community is very true, because the community that we have, even in batch 2, I still am in touch with all of them, and it's kind of like it was lockdown certainly when it was going on, but I still feel like I know them for years when it has only been a year and a half. So
Yeah,
that,
that is one more thing that I wanted to add also, because I am in Singapore. I am away from my friends, family, and everyone.
and we have never met them.
Yes, and still I have so many friends through the community who were helping me. I never knew them, but still they are helping me out in my journey, right? I think this is the best thing happened to me, and especially when I moved to Singapore, because I got learning. I don't think that even if I would have been in India, that I would have got so many friends through the community, or anybody would have helped me, because I would have been into the full-time job. So I think this entire world just happened to me, and luckily when I moved to Singapore. So I think the best thing, the community, the internship, everything exactly came to me at the right time.
So of all of the things that you said, I think I relate to everything except 2 things. I'm not in Singapore and I'm not married. I've got DD, I've got community, I've got the job, I have got everything. I've done freelancing. So all the same pinches to you on that. The only 2 things are I'm not in Singapore.
But you
And
have been to Singapore, I know that.
no, I've not been to Singapore.
No, I think you said.
No, I went to China. I went to China, not Singapore.
Oh, is it? I thought you said one that it's a good country to be in and all this
It's
stuff.
a good country to be in because a lot of my friends are there.
Oh, that's how you know.
Coach in cabin crew coaching, she's from Singapore. She's an Indian. She lives in Singapore.
Okay.
So so the only 2 things which is left now is
And I also resonate with you in a way, like you said in, I think, Shweta's interview, I guess. I had seen only one interview, honestly, so I know about that. So where you shared that experience that you wanted to invest more time on yourself rather than socializing with people and spending time with others, right? So I resonate with you in that way. I am also a very choosy person. I don't interact with so many people. I pick, if I resonate with some similar people, I would talk to them only, and otherwise, like, I would hi bye and all those stuff only. I am not a socialized person in that way. I am not an introvert person, but I don't like to mingle with people who are not like me or who don't think like me. I want people like common interests who empower each other and who help each other, who are like me. Like, you also read books. I also like reading books or help people. So I also like that kind of a stuff only. So I resonate with you in that way also.
And I think, one-to-one conversations are great because it allows you to get deeper into the question and the thoughts and the answers and the whole communication, the conversation. Because when you are in a group, you always have to think about other things, what people perceive,
Yes,
etc.
exactly.
But it's always like, so introverts are not like they don't know how to talk. It is that they know how much to talk with whom. And they focus their energy on one thing. And, I feel blessed now. Anyways, all of that aside, what I just meant to say was, it was wonderful, to know about your journey, what you did. I never knew I would enjoy this call so much. I will certainly take away a lot of things. And 2 things out of it, especially, is I need to move to Singapore. And I might think of marriage, but I don't want to get married.
You marry a Singaporean then. both will happen together then.
Interesting. We'll look into it. Okay. Thank you so much, Jayasty. And it was wonderful. And thank you for taking out 1.5 hours, I think 15 minutes. And all the best wishes to you from me, the team, and the community. And thank you for putting up with all my sarcasms.
No, I love it. I don't know why people might not like it at times, but I love it. I don't have, as I said, that I like interacting with common interest people. So you are like my kind. So I don't think that your words would affect me anyhow.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and have a nice day, and best wishes for you for the future.
Thank you, Divya. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.